Marcus Course, United States of America. Check your AM/FM listing nearest you. Plus ESPN Radio on Sirius XM, Channel 80. Plus ESPN Radio simulcast over the live national television airwaves of ESPN News. Number to call is always 888-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Celebrating 7 years and over 700 cars donated to vets. Learn more at keys2progress.com. Tom Straight Talk brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Lots of stuff to get into NFL Sunday. Week 9 or so. About to come up on us. Lots of games to get into. Very, very interesting game that I saw last night. San Francisco beating Arizona 28-25. The San Francisco 49ers, led by porn star Jimmy, a.k.a. Jimmy Garoppolo, is 8-0 on the season. We will definitely get into all of those things and then some as the show continues to progress today. Number to call up again is 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. I got a little basketball on my mind. And I'm not going to sit up there and I'm not going to overreact. I'm really not. But I just want to give you share some perspective of what's going on in Brooklyn, New York, and in New York City, Midtown Manhattan. One team is 1-3. The other team is 1-4. We have a situation in New York right now where in Brooklyn, we got a superstar guard in Kyrie Irving averaging 35 a game. And you got people spewing stuff to Jackie McMullen, the great Jackie McMullen, about how moody he is. Let me tell y'all something right now. Kyrie Irving is a different cat. Kyrie Irving is an acquired taste. He's not the kind of person that gravitates to everybody, that sits up there and hugs you and sing Kumbaya and is all extroverted and all of that other stuff. That's not how he rolls. Kyrie Irving is not that guy. Kyrie Irving is a showman. And I would challenge anybody right now, to tell me a better show in the National Basketball Association. Tell me a better box office attraction right now at this point than Kyrie Irving. The brother's a showstopper. What he can do with his ability to handle the basketball, his ability to perform to the way that he performs. I mean, arguably the greatest little man finisher ever at the basket. Some people would throw Allen Iverson into that equation. Go right ahead. And others. But Kyrie Irving is something spectacular, man. And for me personally, I find myself incredibly, incredibly annoyed. Because when you say stuff like he's moody and you talk about how he's going to be difficult to deal with or whatever the case may be. You know what? I was in Boston doing my show, Sports Center with Stephen A. Smith, now airing every Wednesday, my own NBA show, leading into ESPN 7:30 Wednesday night games. Every single Wednesday from 7 to 7:30 p.m. And this past Wednesday, I was in Boston at TD Garden. And I had the pleasure of running into Danny Ainge, who runs basketball operations for the Boston Celtics, who, by the way, took the liberty of coming up to me to thank me for coming to the defense of Kyrie Irving because he said Kyrie's a much better person than people give him credit for. He's not this bad guy. He's not this distraction. He's not this acerbic, cantankerous, belligerent human being. Not to say that people use those words to describe him, but this point that somehow, some way, or at least the implication that he's cancerous to some locker room, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm sick and tired of people lying on him. He's not perfect. I'm quite sure that he ain't the kind of person that wants to smile in your face and talk all the damn time. He ain't the loquacious individual. No, he will never host a radio show. That ain't what he does. That's not who he is. Contrary to popular belief, I ain't the most loquacious dude in the world off the air. But on the air, oh, hell yes. I talk a lot. I get paid to do this. I assure you, I'd give up talking in a heartbeat if I had Kyrie skills to make his money. I'd give this job up in a heartbeat. My money for Kyrie's 140 plus, I think I'd go that route. But guess what? I couldn't sniff the bottom of his shoes as a player. This brother is something sensational. Averaging 35 a game, balling out. Brooklyn's still struggling. I mean, let me tell you something right now. It's the start of the season. It's going to take some time to get acclimated. But don't act like D'Angelo Russell is him. I don't give a damn that Brooklyn went to the play. D'Angelo Russell ain't Kyrie Irving. Let's get that straight. This brother's special. And if you're going to have a problem with him, have a problem with him if he shoots too much. Have a problem with him if he didn't make the extra pass. Have a problem with him if he ain't getting other people involved. But to sit up there and to have stories coming out, and again, I'm not blaming Jackie McMullen, but to have these stories coming out about Kyrie Irving like he's some kind of problem child, it's offensive. And you know why it's offensive? Because there's people out there constantly trying to tell a black man how he should be. Stephen A is screaming A. I mean, damn, why is he so loud? White folks on the air yelling all the time. Love their passion. It's really special. I mean, don't you see how much they care? But I'm screaming A. Kyrie Irving thinks for himself. He's his own man. Has an opinion. Has a level of intelligence to go along with it, regardless of the earth is flat comment, which Max Kellerman still can't get over. Acting like somebody, did something to his family for crying out loud, just because Kyrie Irving said an idiotic statement like that. But outside of that, what'd he do? He's in Cleveland. He's playing with LeBron James. Prior to playing with LeBron James, once LeBron James had left Cleveland for the first go-round, Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers get the number 1 overall pick, draft Kyrie Irving. Every single year, they improved. Kyrie Irving signs a contract extension. He's thinking the franchise is his. All of a sudden, LeBron James announces, I'm coming back. So once he decides that he's coming back, we all know what time it is. Because he's LeBron James. But Kyrie Irving ultimately adapts. They go to the finals. He goes down with the knee injury, gets hurt game 1. Cleveland loses the series in 6 games. Year number 2, Kyrie's ready to go. Not only does he average 27 during the finals, he hits the game-winning shot over Steph Curry, a fall-away 3 from the right wing, delivers a championship to Cleveland for LeBron James, erasing a 52-year hiatus from championship conversation in Cleveland in any sport. Year 3, Golden State captures Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant wants LeBron. Golden State goes up against Cleveland, takes them out in 5. Couldn't deal with Kevin Durant, but Kyrie averaged 29 that series. Kyrie ultimately wants out because LeBron James is approaching the last year of his time in Cleveland, is non-committal verbally and undecided verbally on what he's going to do, thereby holding the franchise hostage, at least in the eyes of a Kyrie Irving who says, I don't want this man dictating my future. I'm not trying to be his little brother. I'm not trying to capitulate and acquiesce to whatever he wants. I've got my own dreams. I got my own aspirations. Oh, by the way, I could ball. I think I could be the face of a franchise. So he gets traded to Boston. He gets traded to Boston. Oh, by the way, averaging 24 a game, but ultimately gets hurt with a couple of months left in the season. Boston goes on this surreal run without him, gets to the Eastern Conference Finals, pushes LeBron James to 7 games without Kyrie Irving, and suddenly everybody's like, oh my goodness, well, look at what they did without Kyrie, forgetting that he could play. So they come back last year. and things go awry. Death in the family, questions about what he's going to do come to free agency, et cetera, et cetera. And yes, he did tell a Boston faithful, I'm here as long as you want me here. But damn it, he changed his mind. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for the crime in all of this. I'm looking for the reason I need to call the cops on Kyrie Irving. I'm looking for the reason that this guy should be excoriated and suddenly there should be questions about his character. What'd he do? What did he do? What is it? Because I can't tell. I'll tell you what the hell Kyrie did. I'll tell you what the hell he did that got on my nerves. He didn't go to the Knicks. That's what the hell got on my nerves. Why? Because all of that stuff that y'all want to talk about with him, I wanted him in a New York uniform. I wanted him to put on a show in Madison Square Garden. I wanted Madison Square Garden for a change in a Jim Dolan era to have the greatest show in basketball, the greatest showman in basketball. That would happen to be Kyrie Irving. The man hasn't done anything. He goes and plays basketball. Critique his game. He needs to pass the ball more or get other people involved. That's fair game. But these questions about his character, what has he done? Mood swings, not wanting to take off his hat. I recall LeBron James taking pictures that needed to be airbrushed because he didn't want to take off jewelry, if I remember correctly. Nobody said anything about that. And they shouldn't, because he didn't do anything wrong. If you can airbrush the damn thing, what's the problem? We didn't invent airbrushing. Y'all did when you tried to airbrush dudes' tattoos. Allen Iverson can speak to that. I mean, what the hell is going on here? And I'm going to say it again. This man, you can critique basketball, but when you start talking about him as a man, with his family around him, with his father and him clearly having a great and close relationship, with guys like former teammates Marcus Smart coming on a jump with Rachel Nichols over the summer, telling you Kyrie was a wonderful teammate. He's getting a bad rap. Y'all are lying on him. I mean, damn. Got Kevin Durant, came on my show, First Take on ESPN, every weekday morning, 10 a.m. to noon on ESPN, Eastern Time, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Kevin Durant walked in studio and told you, folks lying on him. DeAndre Jordan said they're lying on him. What did he do? 1 week into the NFL season, and you've got folks telling Jackie McMullen his mood is a problem? How? How is that possible? We haven't even had a chance to pass gas towards the NBA season yet, and already he's a problem? It's unbelievable. It really is. It's a damn shame. It really is. And I'm sick and tired of folks sitting there constantly trying to label these black dudes. I'm not going to stand for it. And just because I said black doesn't mean everything's racial or there's no reason to go into a diatribe about racism and all of that other stuff. I'm simply pointing out the fact that people are entitled to be different. He's entitled to be introverted. He's entitled not to want to speak to just anybody. He's entitled to be cordial, and that's it. He's entitled to that. Now, if he's acting a certain way, he don't want to do interviews, doesn't want to fulfill his media responsibilities and stuff like that, like a Baker Mayfield running off from 10 other reporters because one reporter asked him a question that he didn't like, that's different. But if you're going to sit up there and have a conversation with him about his character as a man, it's incredibly unfair. Incredibly unfair. It ain't right. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. That's one element. Here is the other. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to be negative here. I really am not. But these damn Knicks, every time I watch them play, I just can't explain enough to y'all the sadness that overcomes me. I mean, I really don't think y'all understand my level of misery. I watched them opening night, put forth a valiant effort against the San Antonio Spurs. I watched them come back from a 19-point deficit and take the lead against the Brooklyn Nets before Kyrie Irving saved the day. And I said, you know what? They're playing competitive basketball. R.J. Barrett doesn't look bad at all. But then they went up against Boston. Kemba Walker strolled into the Garden, dropped 32 on them, exploded in the third quarter. New York Knicks had no answer. And then I watched more intimately what was transpiring. Every time I look at R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle, here's what comes to my mind. They're going left. They're going left. Somehow, some way, even though R.J. Barrett is just a rookie, multi-millionaire ball players like a Julius Randle, who've been in the league for years, never uses their right hand. I mean, it never occurred to them, okay, I got this down, Pat. Let me work on my right hand. Let me work on my right hand. Let me learn how to use my right hand. I remember when Luke Walton, who, by the way, is having a very unimpressive beginning at Sacramento Kings, was coaching the Los Angeles Lakers last year. They were playing against Julius Randle when he was in New Orleans. And he kept screaming at the guys, he's going left. He's going. I don't care if he runs right. He's going to stop and spin to his left. He's going left. Evidently, the Knicks didn't care because they gave him $60+ million. Even though everybody and their mother knows he's going left. R.J. Barrett, I like this kid. A lot of guts, a lot of moxie, a lot of heart. It's aggressive. Actually, the Knicks' leading scorer at 18 points per game. But how am I supposed to feel about a team whose leading scorer is a rookie who everyone knows is going left? He's going to use his left. How am I supposed to feel about that? We are already 5 games into the season. The New York Knicks are 1-4. About to be 1-5 tonight because they're going to lose in Boston. I mean, I am really, really trying. I don't speak much about the Knicks. Love Steve Mills. Love Scott Perry. Don't speak too much about them because I'm trying to be nice. And Isaiah Thomas is my brother. Love him dearly. And I know how much he loves James Dolan. And so in his own slick way, he tries to encourage me to be nice to Mr. Dolan. And I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. But ladies and gentlemen, Halloween ain't even 24 hours old. Not even a day has passed from Halloween. And already, the New York Knicks are ruining my holiday. Because it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. What am I supposed to believe? There's better times ahead? You just lost to Orlando. Am I supposed to believe there are better times ahead? I don't. I'm looking for the silver lining. I'm looking for a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm so desperate for a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes from the New York Knicks. I don't give a damn if it comes from the rat-infested Penn Station. I don't give a damn. I'll take it wherever I can get it from. I see nothing. You don't have a number one offensive option. You don't have a definitive person to give the ball to. You don't have anything. You know what you have if you're the New York Knicks? A whole bunch of role players who, by the way, are talented and good enough to contribute to a team, but no one who is worthy of being a starter. No one. Every single one of these guys should be coming off the bench. Wayne Ellington is your starting shooting guard. Wayne Ellington. I like this brother coming out of North Carolina, been in the league for years, used to be in Miami, can shoot the basketball, but we all know he's a role player, reserve player, not necessarily a starter, but on the Knicks he has to be. Do you know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because he's the only one with perimeter abilities that will enable you to spread the floor. That's why. That's why. There's no one else. Dennis Smith Jr. is going through personal issues. Somehow that coincided with it happening and coming to reality a night after he was booed to the bench and off the court by Knicks fans because he was so awful. Now, I'd say the back issues obviously play a role because I know that brother is better than that. But it doesn't negate the fact that he had to be consoled by this dude Dotson, who's a perennial bench warmer. So a guy that's a bench warmer gets his behind off the bench to walk over to you to console you because you're so frustrated because Madison Square Garden, with all the things in the world to boo, highlighted you. Ladies and gentlemen, do you realize we don't even know if David Fizdale can coach anymore because we haven't seen anything? Because you haven't given them any talent to work with. We can't judge them. But y'all go right about Kyrie and mood swings. Let me tell you something right now. The Knicks are so desperate for talent that if Kyrie Irving went up to James Dolan himself and slapped him, James Dolan would say, I forgive you. Here's $200 million. Please come play for my team. That's how bad the New York Knicks are. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. But I'm going to put this whole subject matter about the Knicks into one finite point. Anyone that knows me knows I despise traffic jams. I hate them. Traveling in New York on a Friday afternoon is one of the worst things you could do in life as far as I'm concerned. But somehow, some way, I'm going to be stuck in traffic on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, New York tonight. Because I'm going to make sure to take my behind over to that Nets-Rockets game to see Kyrie Irving against James Harden. New York Knicks could be playing on the corner of my block. I still wouldn't go see him. Not tonight. Not ahead of the Nets-Rockets. Because the Barclays Center has a show. The New York Knicks are looking for one. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. I'll get into some NFL talk. I'll go to your phone calls and then some. Hopefully within the next few minutes, I'll get over my depression. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, do you have frequent heartburn and acid stashed everywhere in case it pops up? Well, now you can experience what zero heartburn feels like by joining the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just take one pill a day for 14 days and experience 24 hours of zero heartburn. Kick your antacid habit. Sign up on PrilosecOTC.com today. And when you sign up, you get $3 off to help you get started. Plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. That's PrilosecOTC.com. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief. Here's the Select Quote term life insurance difference. Most companies give you one option, one policy, one rate. But Select Quote shops and gets you up to 10 options from highly rated life insurers. For a free personalized quote, call 1-800-601-6992 or go to Select.